I can finally honestly say out loud that I just don't know who I am anymore. And I'm okay with that because I'm having to unlearn so much shit and work through so much trauma all at once and continuously and constantly be triggered over and over and over and over and over to get over this shit. And that's the frustrating part because I don't want to keep having to go through traumatizing shit or feeling like I have to deal with it or like relive it to work through it. But that's what I've been feeling for the last 2 weeks. Really? That's what I've been feeling for the last month. And yeah, this week was really a lot, like very challenging. Like I damn near didn't want to write anything. Didn't write anything this week as far as like morning pages. Because I've really been having to just sit with myself and really ask myself, like, who are you now? Or like, what does this version of you want to do? And in the same breath, I can say, like, I'm seeing a lot of changes in the best way possible. But at the same time, it's like part of me is still trying to process what the fuck is going on. Like, it's so much happening again at once, and it's for the best. But at the same time, my flight keeps feeling like it's being triggered. I keep having to tell myself, like, you're not in danger. Like, this is all a part of the process. Like, you can just calm yourself down. Even my first time having a panic attack in 2 years, damn near, was the other day. And I felt so bad, like sick to my stomach to the point where like after the attack, it takes me so long to calm down after having a panic attack. I don't know why. I don't know if that's just like a thing, if anybody else deals with that. But for me, it's like I'll have a panic attack or like an anxiety attack and like my stomach will be upset for hours. So I end up getting food on my first day at my new job and I just couldn't eat that shit. I also have like a weird thing of like eating in front of people that I don't know, but regardless of that, I literally just couldn't eat. Like my stomach was hurting so bad because I was crying so hard. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I feel like a lot of the frustration came from me having the attack. Cause I'm like, I don't know. Like I know healing isn't a linear thing. Like it's gonna continue to happen. But at the same time, I'm like, damn. Like I thought I was over this part. Like I'm not trying to claim anxiety. I'm not trying to, induce my own fucking anxiety attacks. But like, fuck, bro. Like, so it's been a lot of like, just not trying to be in my head. And also pushing through the resistance and pushing through the bad days and like the slow moments because I feel very exhausted. And I'm like, damn, okay, I just started a new job. I've been back in the gym, eating more clean. But at the same time, I'm still exhausted. I feel like it's always something. I feel like it's always like boom, boom, boom. I'm constantly like on the go. And I'm realizing I'm not necessarily overworking myself, but like my brain is in work mode all day because again, I'm unlearning shit, learning shit, discovering new shit, trying to remove certain habits and then introduce new habits at the same time. And it's like, oh my gosh. Like, and I feel like, again, healing isn't linear. It's a thing that's going to constantly happen. And I feel like if you don't continue to heal, you're not going to fucking grow. And I don't know, it just feels like a lot at once. But I feel like this is something that I need. Like I said in my week 3, a shock to my system. But then the shock goes into like disconnect for me because again, like a part of old me is kind of like trying to seep back in and like, hey, like what is this? Just made me uncomfortable. But I'm okay with the uncomfortableness of it because that's the whole point of it. So I don't know. It's a lot. And it was making me sad, I would say. So I feel like I slipped into depression that first week because I'm like, I didn't want to admit that I just didn't feel secure within myself. And not insecure as far as like my spirituality or like my relationship, but I'm just like, damn, like who are you to yourself, And having to rediscover who you are and like get back to the thing that you actually like and unlocking certain things that have been locked away for so long. I feel like that's been like the hardest part, like trying to unlock certain things that I used to do or like how I used to be because I feel like I had to cover it up or like hide it from the world or like conceal that part of me because it felt too raw or conceal the realness that I feel like I was just was like. I feel like my freedom is coming back, and I say that in the sense of like I'm not allowing anybody, including myself, to continue to box me into something, even if it's like subconsciously or like unconsciously I'm doing it, because I feel like I've dumbed down myself so much, or I've hidden a lot of my talents just to make other people feel comfortable, or like even changing the tone of my voice. I used to do that all the time and talk about it. Like, it wasn't like a secret, but I used to tell people like, oh yeah, like I talk in like a very higher pitched voice to make people comfortable because I have a deeper voice. And a lot of times, literally my whole life, people have told me, oh my gosh, like I used to be so intimidated. I used to think you were so mean. Really, that's just projection, because I'm actually the nicest person ever. Not even nice, kind. Nice got me played with too many times, but I am a very kind, sweet, big-hearted person. However, I feel like people used to make me feel bad for being stern and standing on business and trying to defend myself. And I'm just over that. And I feel like my brain having to rewire and like hardwire your brain to think the best shit for you and like do this shit that's good for you constantly, so it's introduced as if it's just the norm, has been okay. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that like sometimes I do feel like it's on like an autopilot thing. So like I'll tell myself, you're gonna go to the gym today and run on the treadmill for 30 minutes. And it gets to the point where like I really have to do it because I'm so used to my ADHD or like my anxiety getting to me and taking over. I'm just like, oh well, I'll just do it tomorrow. Like I'll just do it later. And then later comes and I still don't want to do it, and I push it back, and I'm continuously pushing it back, not purposely, but not being stuck in that crippled stage that I'm so used to being in. Like I'm literally fighting myself every day to not be crippled by my own fears or crippled by anything that I feel like I'm fighting against daily. And that's the challenging part, because again, it's that fight or flight situation shit. And I'm just like, it's nothing for me to be scared of. Like, I'm in a safe environment. I'm safe. And it's okay that I don't know myself anymore, because I think that's the whole point of like my level in 28 right now, is rediscovering who I am as a woman, what I want to be, what I want to do. Obviously, like the same goals and aspirations, but on a deeper level. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of women do I want to surround myself with? And even just like the small shit of like, who am I talking to? What are they doing with their lives? Like, are these type of people that I want to continue to grow with? Because I feel like a lot of times in some of my past relationships, I stayed with those people, or not even necessarily stay with those people, but like I stayed friends with people. I still entertain people, including family, longer than I should have, and allowed so much shit to go on where I could have stopped it. But again, them guilt tripping me or projecting onto me, or me feeling obligated to do it because I've always been the one to have to be the fixer-upper, have to be the one that helps people change and be the one that's going to be there, your ride or die, the loyalty. And then when it came to Tony, nobody gave a fuck. So in this week 4, I'm learning so much about looking more inward, and that's low-key scary at the same time, but in a good way. It's like I'm literally forcing myself to look in a mirror and face the shit that I haven't wanted to face, and talk about the shit that I haven't wanted to talk about, especially when it comes to the prompts, especially when it comes to, you know, like the challenges and like the morning pages. Because half the time the morning pages, I'm just rambling about stuff that I dreamt about, or the days like before, or like just a random thought that came to my mind, a song, anything, a prayer. But as of recent, it's been more so deeper thoughts, and I'll grab it now to where I'm writing on my blurts, and I'm saying like, I'm genuinely just asking myself like certain questions after I think something. And me and my boyfriend was talking about that, where it's like you might think something negative, and then the type of person you are, so like the type of person I am, or I'll like see something, I'll say something like, not even on some hate and shit, but like, oh, maybe like a little negative. I'm like, damn, like, why is she dressed like this, or why is it like that? But it's like, you know what? Why are you? I have to tell myself like, you know what? Stop it, because it's not your business. It don't even matter. But then I'm now getting to the point where I'm like, damn, why are you thinking that? Like, why is that your initial thought? So again, hardwiring, rewiring my fucking brain, and like jailbreaking it feels so insane, because I feel like I'm just constantly exhausted. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like after the 12 weeks, am I going to still be exhausted? Like, am I going to be at least halfway worked through what I've been working through and like implementing what I've learned and, you know, unlearning those certain things and continue to move forward? So, yeah, I'm like, wow, this is only week 4. I can like, I know I was like, I can imagine like week 6, but like, I'm literally thinking about week 10, week 8. My head feels massive already. And I'm just like, my day-to-days have even changed to the point where like I'm getting up earlier than I have before in the past. And like, I'm okay with it. I'm making sure I'm doing everything that I need to do in a timely manner. Like, for the first time in a long time, I didn't sit in my bed and brain rot and watch fucking TikToks and like watch TV at the same time and like overwhelm myself and like overstimulate myself. I have a really bad habit of doing that. And I don't know if that's just like an ADHD thing or whatever the case is, but I feel like I am the one that overstimulates myself, and I didn't realize that until somebody had to say it to me. They were like, my boyfriend said it. I come home, you got the TV on, music playing, but then you sit there on your phone. But then your laptop is open. Why do you do stuff like that? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just multitasking. It's like, no, you're literally overstimulating yourself. So I've been learning how to not overstimulate myself. So this week for the past few days has been my first time not overstimulating myself and like not allowing myself to be overstimulated by things that are in my possession. So my phone, if I'm on my phone, I'll be on my phone, but I won't turn the TV on. Vice versa. If my TV's on, I'll pause it if I want to doom scroll just for like 5 minutes, and then I'll be like, okay, cool. But now it's to the point where I don't even be on my phone half the time. Like, I haven't made content for my TikTok probably in like a few weeks. Like, I post here and there, but it hasn't been as consistent, but on purpose. I will say that I've been wanting to just be more consistent within my self-growth and my healing off of social media, but also just tuning more into myself here on YouTube. And like, this is more so like videos for me to look back on later in life, like to know that I've grown and like just to keep up with my progress. So lots of revelations and just holding myself accountable. I told myself before I came into this year that I wouldn't negotiate with myself, and not necessarily like having a list of non-negotiables, but also having like a mental, I know what to do on a day to day. Obviously pray, get up, meditate, get up early, make sure I'm eating. The eating part, I'm still building a healthy relationship with that, but that comes with time. And again, like I said, breaking down certain shit where it's like, why do you have a bad relationship with food? Or like, why do you feel like, you know what I'm saying? And breaking that shit down sucks because it's like, wow, I'm literally having to re-trigger myself or like really like dig deep in my brain and figure out like why and when it started and how did it start and how can we fix this and how can we get better at it. So that's been a lot. But again, I believe it's very necessary for growth, not even just as a person, but also as an artist. And it really just makes you face yourself, and it's like, wow. But it's like in the most non-judgmental way possible. It just makes you feel like you're being judged, but you're not, because it's just you and God, and it's just you and those pages. So I'm over the feeling guilty or like feeling scared that like somebody's gonna find my notebook and find like my most inner thoughts, like my most random thoughts. But now I'm at that stage where I feel like I can hold this mirror up and say, okay, this is your problem and we can fix this. But let's just figure out the root first. Let's just figure out the root cause and like, let's see, have you killed that cancer yet? Or are you still holding on to it? Even if it's not physically in your life or in your body, you know what I'm saying? It could be like a mental thing where I'm caging myself in, or like I'm holding myself as a prisoner within my mind. Because I know a lot of times people just live in their brains. I'm one of those people who just will daydream all day. But one thing that I told myself, again, coming into this year, was to be where my feet are. I heard that as a quote, and I feel like that sums up how I want to continue to live my life. And I feel like everybody should just be where their feet are. I used to say, and I still say it every now and then, I used to say less human, more being. Really just saying like, it's kind of like a reminder to me that we are the spirit experiencing a human experience. So this is our body that we're borrowing. This is a vessel This is why I have vessel tattoo right here, because we are all vessels for God. And I truly believe that we are the spirit just experiencing human life. So just being less human, more being, just really just being in the now, being in the present, not focused on what happened yesterday, because you can't get yesterday back. You can't even get tomorrow yet, because you don't even know if you're promised to that. So just making sure that I'm being here and in the present and not stressing myself out. And, you know, if a thought comes to mind, like, you know what do you think about it for? It's no point to stress about it, because it's not in your control. And saying these affirmations out loud that we have in the Artist Way, and the belief system that they have in there, I really follow it, and I've been following it to the T. I feel like even on the days where I don't read my morning pages, I've literally changed it on my screen, on my phone screen, so I can see the principles every day to remind myself. And even saying them out loud, they sounded silly at first, because they're like little sentences. You're like, okay, you saying this like, okay. But it really does help, and allows you to give yourself the freedom and space to truly believe what you're saying, and to truly allow yourself to believe what you're saying and implement it and feel it and live like that. So, yeah, week 4 was a lot to unpack. So going into this next week, we've added the deprivation from week 4 to week 5. And I think that's going to be interesting, challenging, but worth it. Going to work my way around the not reading, because I got to read my scriptures. I got to read my devotional. I got to read my scriptures. I got to watch my sermons. But like I said, I'll probably do audiobooks or something. But I wonder if going to the movies counts, because outside of the home, I know we can't watch TV, but I'm like, if I went out with my boyfriend for a date, would that count? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, recap of week 4. I won't be able to post week 5, since we're doing deprivation week, until next week. So y'all should be getting 3 videos by the time these are out. I just wanted to be consistent with my updates for myself and for people who are on this journey as well. And to let y'all know, it's not going to be easy, but I don't think anything in this life is meant to be easy. You just got to push through, prevail, and ask yourself, is this something that you really want? Like, that's what I literally ask myself every day. Like, how bad do you want this? And is this what you really want? Is this what you really want to continue to work towards? Is this what you truly desire? Is this what you believe God wants for you? So just checking in with myself constantly, consistently has been a new thing that I'm enjoying more so, because I'm making it a priority to actually like have my downtime where it's no phones, it's no noise, it's just me, my thoughts, some skincare, some me time, literally whatever it takes to just calm myself and like be in that moment of just taking care of myself and pampering myself. I enjoy those moments the most. So, and I think my sleep is getting better. I just still need to work on going to sleep earlier. So, but working in production, that kind of does that to you. And also still having like a little bit of bad insomnia work does that to you. So I don't really know, but we'll get past it. I'm not excited for this next week, but I am curious to see how everybody's weeks have been. We do our checkups every Monday, so we'll probably be doing ours tomorrow, hopefully, if everybody can make it. And I just want to see how everybody's been doing. I know a few weeks ago it kind of got a little emotional for me personally and a few other people. Yeah, so this seems interesting because, like I said, I feel like I kind of checked out mentally and I really just wasn't doing the task. I wasn't really doing the writings, but I was definitely like getting up saying, my affirmations and making sure I'm keeping calm, keeping cool. And I feel like a lot of people also were feeling the same, because usually we send like check marks every morning to like do our morning pages. Wasn't that many this week. So I hope that everybody is still with us. The group has already, lost a few people, and we expected that, because when it comes to like challenges, specifically with it being 12 weeks, that's a lot of weeks to commit to. Even if you have somebody that will hold you accountable, it's still like, again, is this something you really want to do right now? And this is my second time trying to go through this. My first time, I don't even think I got past week 1. I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't ready. So now with me being on week 4, going into week 5, I'm very proud of myself. I'm like, holy shit, like, we're about to be at the halfway mark faster than I thought. I'm like, wow. And it came right on time, very random. I had just finished my my other book before coming into this year. And this was like the first book I started reading. And I'm glad that I have accountability partners, and I'm glad that I have people to talk to this about and talk to myself about, of course. And I'm just excited to see how different I will be at the end of each week and how different I will be after the 12-week mark, and how this will push me forward during the process and post-process, because I know when Dochi finished this, like right after that, or like maybe like a few months after that, which is technically still right after, she got signed. She got signed. Like, she listened to God, she listened to herself, she believed in herself, she pushed herself, she had people around her. God was placing people around her. She literally found the fucking Artist Way book on a random street, walking to a friend's house she was meeting that day in New York. And she literally said she was taking a freaking way that she never took. And God told her to take that way. And she saw this ugly book, ugly, boring book on the floor. Her words, not mine. And picked it up. And that shit changed her life. And it's like, you know what? I had to accept the challenge. Like, I had to. So, again, very excited to see where I will be at the end of this. God's will. I won't be speaking on the things yet, but I know what I'm working towards, and I know what I want to accomplish in this quarter, by the end of the next quarter, by the end of this year. And I'm just excited to see my prayers come to life and continue to nourish the blessings that are to come. So I'll leave it at that.